Hi there, and welcome to Living in Seattle Suburbs. My name's Meryl Lee. I'm a real estate broker. I've lived here most of my life. And if you're thinking of moving to Seattle, maybe you're getting a job transfer, maybe you've got kids who live here and you want to live closer to your grandchildren. I've got clients who live on the East Coast and they just want to have a change of pace. So they're planning a trip over here in about 8 months, and I'm helping them with that. Or maybe you live in Seattle and you just want to try living in suburbia for a while. I want to tell you, you've come to the right place. I'm going to share everything I know about living in all the different towns around Seattle. Because of my work, I've had the opportunity to travel inside these towns and learn all about them. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of growth, but yet there's still some beautiful, beautiful natural Mother Nature and a lot of history too. So if you're thinking of moving to Seattle, you've come to the right place. First, we're going to start with Everett, Washington. And it's about I'd say 40 minutes north from Seattle, straight up I-5, because it's like Seattle here, Everett, and Canada, up and down. Over here you have your water, and over here you've got the East Coast mountain range and things like that. So Everett's straight up north pretty much. It's on the waterfront like Seattle. We have movie theaters, we've got shopping, there's big box stores like Costco and things like that if you want those, if you need them. And if they're not right in Everett, they're fairly close because there's a lot of towns that border I-5 going up and down. And when I have clients who are moving to this area, I will generally create them a portal. And if they say, I want to live in Everett, I will go ahead and add like Marysville, Lake Stevens, Granite Falls, Snohomish, Linwood, Alderwood, Mukilteo, Tulalip. There's a lot of little towns really close by. So I go ahead and I add that because I want my client to have the best choice as to where to live. The more north you go or the more northeast, the more affordable the housing is. So, but it's also a little further than to Seattle. But if you commute down there, there are several ways to get to Seattle from north. We have a commuter train and it starts in Everett. My daughter is taking that and she lives in Marysville, which is about 40 minutes from Seattle as well. And she works in Seattle a couple days a week and she loves a commuter train. She says that it goes down the coast and she sees things that she has never seen before, like from a car or hiking or, walking around, because the train runs right down the coast. And she saw some harbor seals the other day. She was pretty excited. There's the light rail, which is fairly new for us. They have been promising that since I was a teenager, and oh wow, here it is. So I finally got down there and experienced it myself. It's in Linwood. Linwood is 10 to 15 minutes from Everett south, and then you go down to Seattle from Linwood. And what I really liked about the light rail system is that there's free parking. It felt very safe. You can order your ticket online. You can buy a card, like an Orca card, and have that and do it digitally. My daughter, her work pays for all of her transportation, so she doesn't have to pay anything. So that's something you could always ask for if you're commuting. And I like the easy parking. I felt the ride was safe and it was easy, and we all want easy. And one thing I thought about actually riding the light rail myself, I didn't feel like it was I thought it would be a good touristy thing to do, jump on there. And I'm still saying don't, but I happened to be sitting in the direction of facing north when we were riding down south. So that was a little weird. And, not a whole lot to see. There's a few stops, which is wonderful, like Shoreline, Mount Lake Terrace, the University District, and then it goes underground. And then it comes into, more downtown Seattle. You can get off and go to the Seattle Center. We got off at Westlake and walked down to Pike Street Market. And I thought, oh, how far is that? But it wasn't. It was just a couple blocks, easy. Remember, Seattle is on a hill. So, keep that in mind when you're touristing around and things like that. But yeah, we walked from the light rail to Pike, walked all around, had dinner, went actually down to the waterfront, which is another couple blocks blocks down, and came back up to the light rail and caught it easy peasy and came on home and could relax on our way home, which was really, really nice. So living in Everett, Washington and commuting to Seattle or even Bellevue, which I know a lot of tech people move here for that, that's easy as well. Just jump on 405 and head over to Bellevue. There's a couple different ways to get to Seattle besides I-5. There's Highway 99, which has many different names, and Highway 99 was here before I was a child. It was the main road, and then they built I-5. Once you get closer to the city, there's like 15th, which I've taken a lot. I did an externship at the University of Washington, and I commuted from Everett to the UW every day, 5 days a week, right in the middle of it. And I ended up taking 15th, and I really liked it. So I like to take the side roads. I don't want to sit in traffic, and I know I'm not alone with that feeling. So let's look some more at Everett and things we have. So Everett is right on the waterfront, and it's super lovely. There's also the military base right here, the Navy base. They've been growing that waterfront. Oh my gosh, I can barely keep up with it. It used to be like a paper plant and, industrial. And now, they're like, oh my gosh, let's build housing and then a hotel. There's some restaurants, really good ones too. Good place to get fish and chips. So down on the waterfront, they have built this big area where there's live music, and you can park up on the hill and walk across a bridge and get down into the waterfront. There's all kinds of things in Everett that are going on all the time. It's a very diverse community, and there's a lot of different bars, taverns, restaurants, local restaurants, and you can look that up and just see, what's going on today. I know a lot of musicians who go around and play at the little wineries and things like that, and it's fun. So the cost of living is less than, say, Seattle, definitely Bellevue, much more affordable in Everett. Everett's spread out too, kind of up and down the I-5 corridor, and I look at it as like South Everett. There's an area called Silver Lake. I live there. There's a little lake, but it's got its own exit and Costco and everything. And then you can head up into like North Everett, downtown. So we have kind of different names, us locals, for Everett, and it's spread out. The population is about, I think, a little over 150,000, and the average income is around 82,000 a year. But I know I have clients who make less than that, and I sell houses from 100,000, which are like in community parks, up to 2 million. So it just depends on what you're looking for and the area and what your income is. Everett, you could probably get some land, not a lot. You need to go out to like Snohomish, Granite Falls, or Monroe. And that's just right across the trestle from I-5 heading east, and very close. A lot of people live in Granite Falls, Snohomish, Monroe, and they commute into either Everett or Seattle or Linwood, wherever you need to go. And so if you want acreage, those are towns that are great to live in, and you can find your acreage, and I'll be going over those towns as well. Granite Falls last year, I sold the most properties in Granite Falls. It used to be kind of a secret, and there's really not much in the little town itself. It's a little historical town. There's like a buzz-in, I think there's 2 grocery stores, a gas station or 2. They just put in a McDonald's not that long ago. They put in some roundabouts. It's kind of the gateway to the National Baker-Snoqualmie Forest as well, and the Mountain Loop Highway. So you can live in Granite Falls, be in the Mountain Loop Highway, and be really remote, and have like a half an hour drive into Granite Falls, then another 40 minutes into Seattle. I have clients who do it though, and they say it's well worth it, especially if you're only commuting down there a couple days a week. So enough about that. The distance to Seattle from Everett is about 28 miles. There's Boeing traffic, so you want to watch when they have their shifts. I always think 2 o'clock. When I go to Seattle, I leave like at 9:30, and I live in Marysville, which is about 10 minutes north of Everett. I was raised in Everett, South Everett. Then I lived in Silver Lake. Then I lived in downtown Everett, right in the downtown, which is not like Seattle, but it's all commercial, privately owned businesses, and then, businesses you need, and the courthouse, and, the shelters and things like that. So living in Everett, about 28 miles to Seattle, and then driving down. If you're just going down for the day or having fun, I recommend leaving like at 9:30 and coming back at 1 or 1:30, because then you miss the rush hour. However, Seattle does have carpool lanes, which are 2 or more, and the express lanes, which run from Northgate, which is a little north of Seattle, down into downtown Seattle. It kind of takes you through Seattle. So not a lot of off ramps on it, but like when I always take the express lanes if they're open into Seattle, because it's always better traffic, 100%. They switch them out. So it's the same express lanes, but they'll be going north at a certain time of day and then they'll be coming south. So it relieves the traffic. I mean, they're trying to do what they can in Seattle for the traffic. Some of the lovely lifestyle things about Everett is the marina, of course. I love all the little businesses. There's some art studios. There's a lot of little self-owned restaurants, and they're popping up. A lot of coffee shops. I mean, are you surprised? It's Seattle. What else do we have? There's this Jetty Island that's right out in Puget Sound from Everett. You can only get to it from the Jetty Island ferry. I used to take my children there. It's free. I've gone there myself with my friend, and we've gone there on the annual Clean Up the Jetty Island Day for the community, and just gone out there and cleaned up and then relaxed. It's a small island. You can walk around the whole thing. There's not like trees. There's no other buildings on it or anything. Really, people go out there for a picnic, and if the tide is good, which would be high, then you can swim. If it's low, beware. We went out there and it was a little low, and the kids ran out there and their feet got stuck in the mud. So be careful with that. But there's some flora and fauna that, are native to a little island like that. And they do have nature walks and things. So, and it's free. It's Jetty Island. So that's a little fun thing to do. And I also mentioned all the restaurants that have come in, the hotel. I've stayed in that hotel a few times. And I live 10, 15 minutes away. So we have gone down there on New Year's Eve and gotten a room. And I think it was about 140, beautiful with a waterfront view, and then taken advantage of their New Year's Eve party that they had. So they had dinner and entertainment, and then we could just stay in a hotel room. So, we do that around here. It's not uncommon or odd to go 20 minutes away and stay in a hotel. Marysville up north has a town, actually it's an Indian reservation called Tulalip on the west side of it. It's quite large. It's owned by the Tulalip Indians. It is very prosperous, wonderful, community-involved tribe. They've got a beautiful resort there, and in the resort, they've got your spa things. There's some restaurants. A few of them I've never even been to yet. And of course, they have their gambling. What I like about Tulalip is that it is calm inside. It's a little low lit. I don't feel anxious when I go in there. A lot of people, bright lights, loud noises can make me feel anxious, and I don't really like that. So, and there's a restaurant in there called Cedars. It's low lit, it's beautiful, and it's really affordable, and it's quiet, and you can relax. And whenever I get the opportunity to pick a restaurant, I pick Cedars because I like it. And the parking's easy, free parking. So that's the Tulalip Casino, a resort that's just 10 minutes north of Everett. And there's I-5 that goes to it. And then there's also this other little freeway, kind of like it was Broadway, might have even been 99 at one point. And Highway 99 was here before I-5. And I think they call it the Yellow Ribbon Freeway, but it's just, 2 lanes on each side. It's a smaller lane, but I'll tell you, life-saving route going from Everett to Marysville, Arlington. And if I-5 is full, slip on into this little Yellow Ribbon highway, and that takes you straight up into Marysville and Tulalip. So that's a nice option that you have living in Everett. You've got your suburbia, and then you have Tulalip if you want to go hear a live band. We actually go to concerts there. They have an outdoor amphitheater, and what do I love about it? Well, parking's free. It's a smaller venue, like super smaller venue. It's all one level, it's outdoors, and it's for adults only. I mean, come on. So we just saw Kool and the Gang and the Commodores there a couple weeks ago, and it was amazing, and the weather was perfect. So that's something you can do. Everett has a lot of parks. I mean, it's so beautiful. And Everett sits up right against like Mukilteo, which Mukilteo is right on the water. But Everett's right there too. So you could feel like you're in Mukilteo but have an Everett address, and the taxes are lower. There's a beautiful park, Forest Park. It's been there my whole life. It's woodsy. There's trails. They have a petting zoo in the summer. People go there and play baseball. There's an indoor pool. There is, I think it's called the Floral Community House or something. You can rent that, and it's kind of like cabin-y. There's a big fireplace in it. I've gone to weddings and things there. And there's a wonderful area for the children. Lovely. There's a nice play area, and then they have the water sprays that come up from the ground. So that's in Everett. That's a lovely park. And there is a lot of parks. So if you're moving up here, you're thinking of living in Seattle suburbs, check out Everett, go to the parks. There's a park heading east, and that is on the river, the Snohomish River. And that's Everett, kind of butts up against Snohomish, Lake Stevens, Granite Falls, just all around. They're all kind of touching Everett. And a wonderful walkway that's paved right there to take like your dog or go down and enjoy the day. We also have the Centennial Trail that runs through Snohomish County, and it's been here for a couple decades now. It's paved. I've been on many starting points of it, and I have walked my dog, walked a baby, ridden a bike. I've seen people in wheelchairs on it, and they do have a lot of starting points, which is lovely. And once again, you see things that you can't see, like from the freeway. So things like that are close by to Everett and part of the Everett community. Let's see, what are some of the cons of living in Everett? Traffic congestion. You're going to find that everywhere in what I call the Pacific Northwest up here, Puget Sound area. Some of the pockets in Everett, the last I heard, which maybe was about 6 months ago, have a higher crime rate. So I would always recommend, and I always recommend to my clients, when you buy a house or you're thinking of moving somewhere, please contact the police department, ask them for the pedophile locations and the crime rate. And they can also tell you what's a good area to live in. The Everett Police Department is amazing. And when I lived in downtown Everett, I worked in the shelters daily. And it was back when they exploded with the drugs. And it was not just street people. It was also people who went to the doctor, had an injury, took prescribed drugs, and fell out of their lives. And I worked with them daily for many years. And I did see people save their lives. They saved their own lives. And I still talk to them now to this day, which is wonderful. But the Everett Police Department was so compassionate and empathetic and professional. And I just felt so safe living in Everett. They were always there when I needed them, not often, but sometimes working with the homeless, you do. And so I love the Everett Police Department. Thank you. Thank you for your service. So we have that. We've got the weather. We've got the 4 seasons. I wouldn't say that they're extreme at all. I think they're quite mild. We definitely have a summer, a spring, a fall, and a winter. We can get snow once or twice, maybe 3 times a year. I mean, if you get it on Christmas, that's really lovely. And we did have it. We did have it on Christmas not that long ago. But you can also get it in March. I know, because my son's birthday is in March and we've had it. So the winter kind of spreads out like that. So you can think November to March, maybe. Spring starts really coming in. April showers bring May flowers. And speaking of that, we do have the tulip fields, which are up north, and I know they're internationally known. And beautiful miles and miles of tulips. And they grow these tulips, and they're like carpets of color. And they've been doing this since I was a child, and nobody even went up there, really. But now they have made it really lovely to make a day out with your family. And you can go, and they have like demonstration gardens, they've got food, they've got activities, and it's a lovely time for you and your family, and it's fairly close. And you can stop off by the White Goose produce on your way back, which is in the middle of nowhere. And they have the best ice cream in the world. All locals go there. It's not that close, but the ice cream is delicious, and it's locally made. So rainy weather, yep, sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. Our economy is very diverse, so you can have, the super low or the super high. The cons, the pros, I think those are the cons really, is congestion. Check the crime in Everett. Where is it at? The weather, we all have that. The diverse economy. The pros are the strong community. There's a lot of people who are new here. We also have military, but we've also got generational families, and people care. They care about the community. So they have like art walks. They got a lot of street fairs. They have parades, and there's always opportunity to volunteer if indeed that's what you're interested in. And you can go down to the waterfront and fly a kite. You can go to the many lakes and swim or paddleboard and kayak, which is something I never did until recently. And if I can kayak, you can too. So what we did was I got inflatable kayaks so that I could manage them myself. And I put them in the back of my SUV, take them to the waterfront, which is a lake, preferably. I have done the ocean. That was fine. I tried it. I'm probably not going to do it again, but never say never. But it was really scary. And we take my inflatable kayaks to the lake and blow them up right there. Jump in. There we go. We have it. It's easy. And another reason why we like to kayak and paddleboard on the lakes is that they're a lot warmer, the water is. So it's so beautiful too around our lakes. There's trees and a lot of Mother Nature and animals. So living around Everett is lovely because you have the waterfront access, Puget Sound. You've got our lakes, our rivers, you've got the walking trails, and then you can head east a half an hour and go to the mountains where you can rock hound, you can rock climb, you can hike, snowshoe, ski, and hunt. And also something that we all do, which is a little bit of a secret, but I tell all my clients who move here, you can drive over the mountains, over Highway 2. There's a few, Highway 20, Highway 2, I-90, but Highway 2 is right here. You can launch from Everett. I always figure an hour and a half to get there. And you can, like in the fall, see the changing of the leaves, which is a must for me every year. It's so beautiful. And then go to Leavenworth. Leavenworth is a wonderful Bavarian town. Write that down, look it up, Leavenworth, Washington, and walk around. Tons of shops, tons of food. They have a lot of events, a lot of seasonal events. People go over there and get married. I've stayed there once my entire life. Normally we do a day trip. So it's something that's close that, gets you out, gets you away from your home, and you can enjoy the other side of Washington. And by the way, on the west side, there's the water, there's the woods, there's the mountains. On the east side, there is desert. Yes. So the terrain is very different. So that's something we also have. In the summer, if you want to get away, or even in the fall, you can go 2 hours over to eastern Washington and stay at Lake Chelan, Lake Wenatchee, Yakima, Kennewick. We're going there next week, and to the state fair, and it's hot. If you like hot weather, go to eastern Washington in the summer. My daughter just came back from Winthrop. That's a wonderful day trip, and they camped all weekend. I love a day trip to Winthrop, and that's a north freeway east from I-5, and that's a day trip, but it's a little longer. So we leave earlier in the morning. We go by Ross Dam and the lake, which is just gorgeous to see, over the mountains there, down into Twisp and Winthrop, which is like a little, I hate to say country western town, but pioneer town. And once again, you can walk up and down the boardwalks and go to restaurants and shop around and then come back. And I've actually camped there and stayed. Oh, there's a wonderful outdoor museum. You can't see it. You need to know about it to go to it. It's at least a block big, I think. And they have huge pieces of pioneer equipment. It changes all the time. They've had little structures and houses. It's full, and it's just like a magical. There's so much of it, so much history. And that's another thing that's really interesting and fun to do around Washington State is drive around and go to the little museums, because every town has a record keeper, I have discovered. And whatever it is, how big it is, whether they charge or not, you're going to find one. And you can go find out about history if indeed you find that interesting. And I know kids like that. So Wrapping it up, thanks for being on my channel, Living in Seattle Suburbs. I covered Everett, Washington. I told you about some of the other little towns around us, and I'm going to be covering those on my next time I'm out here talking to people and sharing my knowledge. And so please make sure to subscribe so I can give you updates. And if you have some questions and you want to send me a message, subscribe and you can do that. Marilee O'Brien, living in Seattle Suburbs.